Hey guys, welcome back to another Granblue Fantasy video. So today we're gonna have to talk about a couple things because season 2 just came out. There's a lot of opinions flying around, people feeling a certain type of way when it comes to season 2 and the way it was released, because as we know, the only thing that we got from season 2 that was really huge was the big patch notes. It got some people with a lot of mixed reviews. People are not really happy, and so we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna give my opinion on that as well, what I think of season 2 and the state of Granblue Fantasy versus in general. So let's talk about this. Anyways, so as we know, we got the big patch. Some people are like, yay, my character got buffed. Vasiraga players, the Soris players going ham, they're going crazy. Even Beelzebub got mad buffed. It's insane. And then you got the other people who are playing, as you see on the main menu screen, Gran, Catalina, Fairy, Jita, they got hurt. And especially, what's his name? And especially Percival. Percival also got pretty hurt, and a couple other characters as well who are not even considered to be the god tier characters, and then you also have, I would say, very unfortunate victims of the patch notes. I would definitely say characters like maybe Zeta and not Ladiva. Fuck Ladiva. I'd say Zeta and Metera. By the way, this video is mad opinionated, so don't get offended. It's just my opinion, even though I think straight up facts. I don't like the word opinion, by the way, because I think it's a word that is now used by a lot of passive aggressive people who can't say that they just disagree with your opinions. So it's a fact. Fuck Ladiva and fuck Charlotte as well. Anyways, so the big patch, some people can be happy with it because your character got buffed. Some people get mad because your character got nerfed, and the game suddenly becomes maybe more enjoyable for some people, maybe kind of boring for other people, But let me just quickly give my opinion in terms of the patch notes, at least, because there's other things when it comes to a season in a fighting game. So for now, we're just going to talk about the patch notes. So the patch notes, in my opinion, is pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy with the patch notes, except when it comes to Lowain and the fact that they did nothing about Yggdrasil. So the people who play, characters like Grand Jita Fairy and Catalina and maybe Charlotta and stuff like that, those people, I don't know too much. I cannot really say that it's everyone that is like that, but to be honest with you, there's a lot of people who don't really care that much about the characters. They don't really necessarily, it depends. It's a type of people, it's a type of player when it comes to fighting games. You have the people who like strong characters, like they like strong characters, so it doesn't matter to them that much if a character gets nerfed or buffed. It's just gonna swap. But at that moment, it also shows that that kind of people, they're not attached to necessarily something. They're not necessarily attached to the game by a character. So it's a category of player, and it's perfectly fine that way, right? However, if mainly people who play Catalina, I would say, I've heard that a lot coming from them, that Catalina is a really boring character now. But I find it funny because, in my opinion, when the game just came out, Catalina, Gran, and Fairy are probably the most boring matchups, in my opinion, and I would always skip them because I just don't find them fun to fight at all. They are basically boring characters, in my opinion. So Catalina being boring, to me, it's not new. If a character is not fun to fight, pretty much it's not fun to play, in my opinion, unless maybe you didn't notice that because she was so bloated and busted and OP at the start. But whatever, I don't even think the patch hurt her that much, to be honest. She just got her as much as Brand, pretty much, but she still has gorilla damage. She can just murder you in the corner no matter what, so it's still pretty much the same. I feel like the matchup didn't change that much. Gran did change a lot though. Gran is more tamed, I would say. He's more toned down. He's normal. I would say he's more normal. instead of being this busted character. But then again, Gren is not even an interesting character. He's a Shoto character, but he's very busted. He has insane mobility, insane. He can zone you out. He has that option. He had like a really insanely fast recovery on his DP. He had insane damage. Like, he has everything insane. This character was just a boring character that was just fucking bloated. So yeah, he's boring. If you play Gren, I'm sorry. I don't like Gren players. You're boring, and yeah, your character is also boring. Fuck Gren. Fuck this character. I don't like him at all. But unfortunately, like I said, there are some characters who also got hurt in the process of the nerfs and all, and the system changes as well. So you get characters like Charlotta. She had a little thing where she could cross you up like that, and she had access to autocorrect, so that thing got taken away. She cannot do that anymore, but she's still pretty good actually. It seems like, in fact, she got that nerfed, but also she has this weird ability now where she can just whiff her weird roll and stuff like that. She can just whiff it and she's safe and doesn't matter to her. It's almost like a micro dash or an air dash if you want even. It's like a mobility option now. It's kind of scary, but I don't know. I don't know too much. I'm not a pro player. Like, I'm just a very mid level player. Not even about to get good. So I'm just speaking from the fact that the things that I know from the game, from watching also other players, because I really like this game. I watch it a lot. Watch other players play the game every time. I like it. So I can see also why some people could get mad. But then again, like I say, I don't like Lediva. I don't care what nerf she got. It's all deserved in my opinion. She's really strong. She's still really strong to me. Maybe it's me having trouble against the grapplers, but honestly, I think Lediva, compared to even grapplers from other games, she has access to things that are kind of freaking strong. Honestly, she's still pretty strong in my opinion. I don't feel the nerfs on Lediva, but Zeta definitely got hurt. Oh shit, Zeta got hurt a lot with the pogo. Yeah, that thing. I'll say I'm sorry for Zeta, but yeah, I think the patch, like I said, overall the patch is very good. Bubs got crazy buffed. He is able to do things that I wasn't even thinking that he could do ever. So yeah, Bubs got really buffed. I cannot be mad at the patch like that. Pretty much all the characters I play are fine. I would say Zeta, even though the pogo is not the same anymore, she's still fine. But maybe whatever. Maybe it's my scribe ass talking about that, but who cares? But yeah, anyways. I think the patch is fine when it comes to that, the balance and all. The system changes, I like them too. So I'm okay with everything that they did pretty much when it comes to that. Yeah, except some, I'll just have some exceptions. Now, like I said, the patch is okay, but there's more to the season. It's not just about a patch note. There's more to that. The game has to feel kind of new. It has to feel refreshing. It's a season. It's like a new game when you get into it. So yeah, we got Belial, of course. A good addition, very good addition in my opinion. It's a pretty good character. He came up with 2 new songs added to the game. Pretty good, and it's pretty cool in general. But there's also other things that other games do in general. Like, at least they changed the main menu screen. They would change that. They would change even the music sometimes, so things like that can change. Sometimes the character selection screen changes a little bit. They did that a little bit here as well, so that's pretty good. But overall, there's a need, in my opinion, for Granblue to change a lot of its menuing going on. So for example, let me just show you. It will be easier that way. So for example, one thing about Granblue Fantasy Versus that could have changed, that could have been really good with a new season, honestly, is this whole menu. I don't really like the way it is. Like, you see this, it's divided into 3 things that divides into 10 other things, and then you also have the gallery, the glossary, and the replays. But the gallery and the replays are actually accessible also in online, which is really funny. Options, you can see your profile, but you can also see your profile in online mode. It's all really weird. So the menuing in Granblue is one of my favorite ones. And to be frank with you, I like these pictures they have here. The art is really beautiful, by the way, with Granblue. I really like it. As someone who's trying to be an artist myself, I can say that the art is really top tier in here. But I really like that. But a menu that is kind of cooler, in my opinion, is the RPG mode menu, where you have your character standing there. Pretty epic, I would say. It's more like, I feel like the presentation there is way better for the RPG mode. But aside of that, even for the online functionalities, we didn't get anything. We only got the square system, which is honestly not my favorite thing. Personally, I like to play long sets, and I'm not really discriminating people, no matter what is their rank, no matter what is their the win rate. So the square system, I don't like it because I feel like it's something that could cause people to avoid playing against you. If you have a bad squares, people are just gonna be like, whatever, that's a square, I don't want to fight him. And it's kind of unfortunate because it's already really difficult to find matches in Granblue versus. Luckily, right now, there's a lot of people playing the game, but who knows for how long they're gonna be here? We don't know. So I don't like the square system because I've been able to find good matches against very good players, and playing against good players make me do things sometimes that I don't even think I can do, and I really enjoy that. So now that we have a square system, if my square is not high enough, I might not get these cool fights that I really enjoy against better players. And even for new players, it might be harder for them to fight people of, who can. It might be harder for them to fight matches in general. So, and also, I'm the type of person who just wants to play the game. I just want to run sets with people. I don't care who it is. I don't care if I have to feed on a noob. I don't care if I have to feed a top player. Like, I don't care. I just want to fight people, and that's it. So even if it's a C rank player, a master player, I'm gonna play. I'm not gonna give up. They are gonna give up. I'm not. We're gonna play 50 matches, and I don't care. So I'm that type of player. So if I see a new player, I'm not gonna go easy on them. I'm gonna freaking murder them 50 matches, and the square is gonna take a hit on that. What am I gonna do? I'm supposed to be like, nah, I don't want to hurt you anymore. Freaking go fight people of your rank. That's so arrogant, in my opinion. I don't like that attitude. I just want to fight people. So I don't like the square system for that. I don't know what it does. Maybe it helps the matchmaking, but I've never liked that system in any guild, in any. See, I almost did it here. In any art system game, pretty much. So I'm not a huge fan of that. At least I wish they would give us the indicator to see if someone plays on Wi-Fi or not. Did they do that? I don't think they did, right? But yeah. So in terms of online functionalities, we didn't get anything either. So it's kind of unfortunate, honestly. But at the same time, we have to consider something about Granblue Fantasy Versus. It's the fact that we just got season 2, but the game was released this year in March. Well, when it comes to the NA version, I think the worldwide version was in March. So that's 6 to 7 months. We're October 1st right now as I'm recording this video. 6 to 7 months. That's not a lot. Generally we get seasons in other games after a year. So in this case, we have a season after half a year, which is not a lot. It's not a lot at all. So it's hard to be harsh on the state of season 2. I would say that season 2 is kind of whack, right? It's kind of whack, but it's not because it's really whack. It's kind of whack because I would have liked them to wait a bit longer, but at the same time, if they did, the game would have not. We wouldn't have gotten anything for a while, right? So maybe they've noticed that the game was dying kind of fast, so it's better for the game to be more active in general. So yeah, we're gonna get the end of season 2 very late in not even very late, but kind of mid 2021. So it's almost like in a year. So that's a good thing at least. But yeah, we gotta understand that at least the game was released 6 to 7 months earlier this year. So there's not much that they could have done. The other thing now is that people also say that the game itself, it's kind of boring because we don't have like new mechanics and things. Like the meter usage in this game is also boring because it's only used for supers. So here's what I think about this. I think like for Granblue, there's definitely I think the game can have a new mechanic added to it. But people have been saying that it needs to have things like insta block and stuff like that. But what would be the need for insta block in a game like this? To be honest, you know, in a game like, let's say, Guilty Gear, for example, or BlazBlue even, you have we're talking about games that are really fast paced in the first place, very fast paced, not so much about footsies, and the characters are kind of crazy. They have gatlings, they have insane strings and all, and they have a lot of things like mix-ups and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, insta block in those games is required, but in a game like Granblue, where you can block 3 hits and you're fine, you know, your opponents get pushed back a lot, I don't really see the need to have something like insta block. And we also need to remember that Granblue is a game that is designed to be an accessible game, and a simple game, and an accessible game for everyone. So the base of it is, I think they say it was Street Fighter 2, something like that. So it's very basic of a game. It's not meant to be too crazy. And you see, they already have things like the dodge mechanic, which is pretty cool. So I still think they can have another mechanic, but it will have to be a mechanic that is more based around the pacing of Granblue, rather than being something that would just make the game more and more bloated, I would say. Because I've noticed something that's kind of funny, is that people who play anime fighting games versus people who play 3D fighting games like maybe Tekken and Soul Calibur, or maybe even Dead or Alive, I've noticed that a lot of these people, when it comes to the anime players, they really insist to have their games go crazy, right? They really like to have multiple options. They really like to have multiple mechanics to learn, very deep and complex and interactive mechanics and interactive gameplay in general. They really, really love that. And then when I also look at, you know, I'm saying that based on the fact that, you know, we're talking about Guilty Gear Strive right now. Even in about 10 days, we're gonna have something for that. But you know, when it comes to games like Guilty Gear Strive, when it comes to games like even BlazBlue Cross Tag, and even Dragon Ball got its share amount of criticism in terms of how simple things can be sometimes. So thinking about games like that, people are like, we need more, you know. But then you look at the people who played games like Tekken or Soul Calibur. Some of them are like, can we just return to Soul Calibur 2? Can the game just be about sword fighting? You know, when it comes to Tekken, people are like, the game is kind of bloated. We have like 50 characters, all 100 moves. It's kind of really difficult to get into it. We don't have tutorials. The moves are too crazy. They have crazy properties and all. Makes the game kind of easy, you know. And they just want the games to be just a little bit toned down. Like, still crazy, but just a little bit toned down. I find it really funny that there's this contrast between the two type of players. People play anime games and people play 3D games. You know, I just find it funny. So in Granblue is not like a super anime game. It's not like BlazBlue. It's not like Guilty Gear. It's more tamed. It's more like slower, based on footsies and all. So I would say if it has a new mechanic, it should really be around that design of being around footsies and slower game in general. So I don't know. I'm not a game dev. I'm not a pro player even. So I don't know what type of mechanic the game can have, but it should be something around that idea, in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I wanted to say about the Granblue Fantasy Season 2. I'm personally enjoying it. Of course, I would like it to be more than just this. I would even like it to have the option to change the music. Sometimes some people have been talking about it, but yeah, some of the music, I would like to be able to change it in the menus, maybe in the lobbies as well. It would be kind of nice, you know, kind of a jukebox mode, like take on PS and PS4, or Guilty Gear even, the Guilty Gear lobbies. That would be dope. But it is what it is. We get what we get, but my hope is the thing is that I feel like season 1 was kind of a prototype just to see how people would react to it, and season 2 is almost like the first season of the game. It's like the real first season of the game. I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing to say, but I don't know, I'm weird, but doesn't matter. I'm kind of crazy with my ideas, but like I said, the patch, I like it. Fuck Rand, fuck Catalina, fuck Ferry and Jida, and also Percival. No, not fuck Percival. I loved fighting Percival the way he was. I kind of find it unfortunate I got nerfed, to be honest. But fuck the other characters, honestly. And also, new mechanic, what do you think about it? Do you think Granblue should have things like insta-block, or I don't know, a burst system, or crazy EX moves, you know, enhanced EX moves with meter? Do you think Granblue needs things like that? So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Been a long video, 20 minutes. So yeah, that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. We cover Granblue as much as we can here. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.